Everyone keeps telling me Canva is better than Photoshop, but is it really? To find out, I've set up 6 challenges, starting simple and getting progressively harder to uncover the truth once and for all. The first challenge is a simple sky replacement. In Photoshop, it's as easy as going to sky replacement, picking a new sky and letting Photoshop do the rest. It automatically detects the sky and matches the colors to blend with the rest of the photo. Now let's see how Canva handles this. I'll start by going to Edit. Wait, where did my photo go? Looks like every time I deselect it, it just disappears. Alright, moving on. The best bet here might be using the background remover. Oh, didn't realize it was a pro feature. Not particularly happy on the idea of getting Canva Pro. Oh, there is a free trial. Might as well do that and cancel it after.
5 minutes later.
Alright, let's use background remover. It did a okay job, I guess. Now, I just need to find a sky photo and layer it behind it. Let's see if I can actually find one that matches the lighting. That's better, kinda. But honestly, this round goes to Photoshop. It's way more efficient and far more precise. For this next challenge, let's say there's someone in your photo you want to remove. Maybe they're, let's just say, currently out of the picture. We'll call this the dad test. This test will see how easy it is to remove someone from a photo. In Photoshop, it's straightforward. Select around the person, then use generative fill to remove them. And that's perfect, almost as if he was never there to begin with. In Canva, I'll use the magic eraser and just draw over him. Let's see what it manages to do. Right, it left a smudge. Not very impressed. Let's give it one more go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this to Photoshop. Canva left this rough patch that looks horrible. This is something I like to call the bean test. Designed to test the generative AI of both apps, I simply just want to change this pile of coffee beans to baked beans. So let's type in here baked beans. Okay, these are all pretty good. The only thing I'm noticing is that some of the beans are a tiny bit too big. In Canva, it's called Magic Edit. So you select over the coffee beans, and I'll type in baked beans over here. Wow, I'm impressed. All of these are actually really good, except this one came out the wrong color. They're even the right size. The bean test is going to have to go to Canva. The next test is adding background blur. In Photoshop, all you do is go to Neural Filters and apply Depth Blur. And you can adjust everything here. In Canva, you go to Autofocus, and it should just perfect. And you can adjust the focus point and everything here. I've just relooked at the Photoshop image, and I've just noticed it's messed up its selection. You can see it's included parts of the fence. This is going to have to be another win for Canva. Next, I'm doing face replacements. In Photoshop, what you do is select around the face and position it where you want it. That's around, right? Then I'm going to select the pixels and contract them by 10. On the original photo, I'm going to delete this section, and all I have to do now is blend both layers together. Now, if I hadn't just done that, I would have thought it was the original photo. In Canva, I'm not too sure how I'm going to do this. I guess I'm going to start by cropping into the rock's face. That's about enough, I think. Now I want to find the feathering option. That's transparency. There might be an option over here. Nope. I might have to Google this one.
5 minutes later.
Right, well, there's no feathering option. There is a circular mask option though, so that's nice. Alright, this is going to be interesting. I'm attempting a double exposure effect. First, I'll remove the background and add a color layer beneath it. I'm using a photo of some mountains for the overlay, and I'll rotate it slightly. Let's clip this into place and change the blending mode to screen. Actually, I think it might look better if the mountains are straight. That's better. Now I need to match the background color to the sky color up here. I'll gradually erase the areas over the face. Finally, I'll remove the top part of her head to complete the effect. In Canva, I'm starting by positioning the photo over her head, this time at a slight angle. Since Canva doesn't have blending modes, I'll try lowering the opacity. Now I want to erase the parts hanging over her head. Right, where's the eraser tool? Right, I might need to look this one up. I apparently have to use the magic eraser. Why is it opening a whole new page? and it doesn't look like I can erase a specific part. Why do they always have to overcomplicate stuff that's so simple? I simply want a normal eraser, not a magic one. This is a bit frustrating, so instead, I think curving the corners of the image to better match her head shape might be the best way to go around this. And lastly, crop it to fit better. Very disappointing. So what have I learned here? Pretty much nothing, because they both have equal points, and we all know that Photoshop is just better. My next video will have harder tests, so make sure to subscribe to see that.